What's up YouTube? My name's Quickie, welcome back to the channel. Just finished cleaning the head up. Basically I've gone through all the rest of my brushes, just working on the exhaust port side of stuff, because they're the proper crusty ones. Is it perfect? No. It's not perfect, but I do feel epic. No, it's as good a job as I could do with what I've got basically. I've gone through about 30 of them brushes. And I haven't got any more, so that's as good as it's going to get. I will get some pictures and show it to you, just all the different faces and down the ports and the inlets and the exhaust and all that sort of stuff, so you can see what I've been up to. But I sent some pictures off to Jamie yesterday. He reckons it's good enough. He said just concentrate and get what you can off the exhaust ports, the exhaust side of the head, because that does get proper crusty. But I think we're basically ready to move on. So today I'm going to have a go at lapping some valves. Right, so all I'm doing here is just putting a bit of that fine lapping paste or grinding paste, whatever you want to call it, just on the very shoulder of the valve. Where are we? Just a little bit. That'll do. Alright, he can go in his hole. It's a lovely fit, there's no wiggle to it at all. Right, he's in. And we'll stick him on there. Like that. This is rubbish, it's not sticking. Let's have a go with a smaller one. Is that going to be any easier? No. Right, I think we're going to be using a drill. Right, I've already done the first two, and like a goon, camera wasn't running. Right, he's on. Right, okay. So, these things is junk. Rubbish. Paste's alright, these are rubbish. You get two sticks, 4 different size ends. Those are tiny, useless, not doing anything with them. So I was pinning all my hopes on this one. That end is way too big for a valve. These are the inlet valves. As you can see, it's just far too big. This one, it does go on, and you push it and it does sort of stick, but as soon as you start working it, it pops off. And that's because this is kind of like, it's just overhanging the edges. So as you're rippling it and everything, it just breaks the seal and this comes off. So that one's useless as well. So, we're down to plan B. Went next door and borrowed a bit of tube off Jack. That ain't working. So I've got an old brake bleeding kit. So I've had part of the hose off it, cleaned it all out and everything else because it's got brake fluid on it. So that's all squeaky clean and blown out and everything. And all I'm doing is shoving the, just make sure the seat's clean to start off with. We're just using the fine paste on this. Just put a little bit just around the shoulder there. And as I'm putting the valves in, I'm just checking the valve guides just to make sure there's no wiggle, and they are lovely and snug. There's no wiggle to it at all, which is brilliant. So we can go all the way down in there. And this is where it gets a bit awkward. Because this thing, it does want to sort of spin on the stem. So, where are you? That one there. So, thumb on top of the valve. Wiggle him on. Come on. There you go, come on. Right, so he's down. Drill set on low speed, and basically I've just got my finger on the back of the valve here. Get it going, and it's like grind it a bit, take it off, put it back on, take it off, put it back on. Just keep doing that basically. Ordinarily with those you would sort of to and fro it between the palms of your hand, then lift it up, rotate it a bit, and put it down again, and then carry on. Just to help the paste and whatnot, but this seems to be working, so. And I'm only doing it lightly. Right, let's check that. Right, so I'll pop him out. Like that. Where's my thing? Give him a quick clean. And then just checking the shoulder of it, I'm just looking to see if there's a mark all the way around where the grounding paste has been, which there is. It is pretty even as well. I've got a little pit there. Yeah, might be a little bit of a pit there. So we'll pop him back in and have another go. Right, so I've got all the inlets done. I'm now on the exhausts, and these are in a little bit worse state. It has to be said, there is pitting, and like you get all the carbon build up on the inside of the port. And it's kind of right on the edge there and stuff as well. So I'm going over all the exhausts with the coarse paste to start off with. I might not need to, but just because, you know, there's a bit of schmoo and smuts and stuff. There is a little bit of pitting, like I say. We're going over everything with the coarse paste first, and then I'll come back and I'll go over it all with fine, just to bed everything in nicely. I'm going to get Jamie just to check it, because why wouldn't you? And if two heads are saying it's all right, then it should be all right then, shouldn't it? But again, no wiggle to any of the valve guides, which is good. I'm going to have to leave in a bit, which is a bit of a shame, because I've only got tomorrow left now. Today's Thursday. So this is actually going to be quite a short video, and it's just about doing the valves basically. But I'm probably going to have to finish this off tomorrow, because I want to get all this lot done and sorted so it's ready for Saturday when Jamie's back, because we want to try and get all this lot back on top of the engine, cams in, time it up, all that other sort of stuff. You know, put all the springs and collets and blah 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 in it. So essentially we're ready to check the shims. So because I'm taking a tiny amount off the valves, obviously the valves is going to move up into the seats a little bit more. That's going to change the shim spacing, so I'm probably going to need to switch out shims at some point. You know, jiggle them about and find one that fits in another port or whatever. So that is probably going to take a while. Whether we get to it on Saturday or what, I don't know. But I really want to. I would love to hear this thing running next week. The more I think about it, I'm thinking it might be the week after, just because the amount of stuff we've got left to do. There we go. Shoving things on like the radiator and the oil cooler and all that kind of stuff, well, that don't take very long, does it? Plug the loom in, that's all fine. But there is quite a lot of ancillary bits and pieces to go on, and I do want to try and cover it, because I was looking about, there really ain't that much on YouTube about working on ZZR, so it might be handy to somebody. But I don't know, we'll see. Right, time is against me today. I've got one exhaust valve left to do on the coarse paste, and then I've got to go over them all with the fine, just to, you know, make sure they're all lapped in properly. But I desperately need to chip off and get sorted ready for work. So I'm going to be out of here in a minute. I'm just having a little bit of a clean up first, because my hands is filthy. I'm trying to stay a couple of weeks ahead of where I need to be. So I've been over and I've had a chat with Jack. He's a couple of doors down. He's a fellow who's going to be doing the painting for me. I'm not doing it, I'm not set up for it, I'm not rattle canning it, that's for sure. So I'll have a proper paint job on it. Yeah, the panel should be all right, I think. I found one broken tab, and that's off the bit that goes in between the two seat panels, if that makes sense. So I think I'll be able to fix that, or, you know, I might even look and see if I can't get another one, I don't know. I know what colour's going to happen and all that. So basically, once we get this running, I think what I'm probably going to do is have a go at the panels, and just, because I'm going to do all the prep work, and he can just do the colouring in. So basically they're all just going to get rubbed down with 500 grit. I'll strip them all down, you know, take all the lights and all that sort of stuff out, and he can have them, and he can be doing the paint work whilst I'm doing the rest of the bike, because largely the rest of it is just an assembly job and a few little bits to service, that's it. There's nothing major to it really. So he's all clued up for that, he's good to go. And I'm also starting to think, you know, if I can get this to the point where we might be running it in a week or two, then oil and coolant and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to get that sorted later on today. Well, today, tomorrow, maybe the weekend, I don't know. It all depends how busy I am. But I did have a question actually that you might be able to help with. I've been through the book of words. It just says like 10W40, 10W50, 20W40, 20W50. Obviously temperature dependent and stuff. But it don't really recommend any particular oils, and there's a few fellows who've got a ZZR1100, and I'm wondering what you run it on. The reason why I'm asking is because back when I was racing, we had what was I on then? It was on the RSVR 1000 that we had the problem. Basically we changed the airbox, give it a bit more power and stuff like that, and I found that I would normally run it on semi-synthetic. And we put semi-synthetic in it, or fully synthetic, I can't remember which way around it was. But anyway, basically I just got loads and loads of clutch slip, which cost me a few places, I wasn't very happy. And we switched just the oil out and put a mineral oil in it, and all the clutch slip just disappeared. Now this bike, I'm thinking, you know, 32 years ago, would it have come out with like, you know, should I be putting semi-synthetic in it, or fully synthetic, or a mineral, or what? I don't really know. I quite like Castrol, I quite like Motul, so I'll probably be going with one of those two brands. But I'm not sure if I should be using like semi-synthetic oil or whatever. So if you have got one, what do you put in it? Because I want to know. And I'll just mimic that, and that'll be fine, and it's all good and cushy. But I want to get it sorted this week, because I want to hear it running. We are doing all right. I think I've got everything done that Jamie wanted doing. You know, the clutch is out and soaking. It's had some more oil squirted down the bores. Just, I mean, it is wrapped up, but it is still sort of open to the elements, isn't it? And I will have all the valves and stuff lapped in. Jack has finished my powder coating, so I've got a load of hangers I need to build, which also has to happen tomorrow. And I've only got tomorrow to get that finished off so we're ready for the weekend. So I might be putting in a long day tomorrow. Oh yeah, and I've got work to go to as well. Right, that can all go away. One valve left. That is annoying. Right, I'll be back. I'm back. I've got something in my eye and I don't like it. Oh, that is stinging. Right, today is Friday. Yeah, it's Friday. Last day. So I need to get those valves all lapped in today and just like finished off and ready for tomorrow. I was on the phone with Jamie yesterday, sort of late in the evening and whatnot, and we have got everything done that we wanted to get done if I can get these valves sorted. So that's what I'm going on with today. Basically, I'm just going to go over the whole lot again, with the fine paste and make sure there's a good and proper seat there, sort of thing, all the way around. I asked him how wide he wanted the band and all that sort of stuff. Going to be doing it a little bit different today because it'll be like forwards on the drill and then reverse on the drill and like that, because that's what you do with the lapping stick. It's not the same, I get that, and there's probably going to be a load of people going, you're doing it wrong, get a different lapping stick, do it traditional. Well, I can't, and I need to get it done, so I'm doing it this way. I think it'll be all right though, shouldn't be a problem. But if we get that all sorted, we're looking in really good shape. There isn't anything else that I need to get done so he can do the bits that he wants to get done this weekend. And it does look like, possibly the weekend after, we're going to hear it going. So that's the plan. I've got some oil sorted. Basically, I've gone for some Motul 1040 semi-synthetic. I like Motul and Castrol, and it was there, so I thought I'm having that. I've got an oil filter coming. Got an air filter coming, that's all high flow. I've got, what else is it? Oh, I've got some coolant coming, that's Castrol. It's just like 50-50 stuff, so that'll be fine. He's bringing some liquid gasket with him, because, we might need it. What else is there? Oh, spark plugs. Spark plugs is on their way. They're not here yet, but they should get here in plenty of time, so that's all good. Right, so, that's the plan today, basically. So you've kind of seen it already. So there ain't really going to be that much to this one. I'm just going to get it done after I've had a brew. 180.55. That'll do. The tyres that's on Asbo is exactly the same size as what needs to go on the ZZR. That bike hasn't been running 21 years. They're old tyres. Well, potentially, I can't see anybody changing them and then just not using the bike, so they need to be replaced anyway, and the front one is shot. But these tyres will fit on that bike. And Asbo, the first place he's going is around a racetrack, so he's going to need some track day tyres. So I think I'm going to be robbing them. Right, so exactly the same drill as what we was doing yesterday. I'll get this one done in with course. And I'm just going to give everything a quick wipe down. And then we're going over all of them again with fine. Just, I want to get that contact band the same on all of them. I don't, it don't have to be exactly the same, but I want it the same. So that's what I'm doing. Little bit on there. Right, the idea of this layout blue, this stuff is, you know, you rub it on metal and stuff and then describe your lines just so you can see them easier. But all I'm doing is I'm putting some on the shoulder of the valve. Once I've done it all, we'll let him dry. Make sure that's all clean in there. Like that. You dry? Ish. This is bloody woman again with her thing. She loves that. Right. So he can go in there. The idea is that the two mating surfaces have got the contact all the way around. If they don't, it's just going to leak, isn't it? So an easy way of doing it, so I've been reliably informed. Actually, we could do it with a stick, couldn't we? Let's do it with a stick. Because it don't need much. Which one was I doing? Which one did I do? Was it that one? That'll do. They've all got it on anyway. But the idea is that you stick your thing on. Give it a twist. And pull it out and have a look. And basically you want a clear stripe all the way around. I will get a picture of this, but I'm using my phone at the minute. That's what you're on. But I will get a picture of this, and you can see that there's a line that goes all the way around the shoulder of this. And it's left a little witness mark all the way around in there. So that valve is lapped, and that is going to seal. I've done it on all of them. I'm going to go through and check all of them. To be fair, it's the exhaust ones that I'm most worried about. The inlet ones, like this one, you know, they're actually quite clean. They're all good. The ones that was crusty was the exhaust ones, and like inside the ports where the exhaust actually comes out, it just gets black and carbon put down and all sorts of stuff. And I've not been able to get it all off. I've got a lot of it off, but I haven't got all of it off. You know, there you go. As far as high speed porting and all that, I ain't doing it. Yes, there are casting marks in there. Yes, the surface is rough. Yes, I could spend some time with a Dremel and a sanding drum and try and take all that out. But to be fair, I don't know what I'm doing. So I'd be taking the wrong bits off. I could flatten it all out and polish it up, but I'm not doing it. Just because if I cock it up, you know, that's a head knackered, and I need that. Right then. Ooh. Gonna have to clean that out before Jamie comes tomorrow. He ain't gonna be happy. Right. So I've gone through and I've checked all the valves. I've blued them all up and I've given them a twist with that little sticky jobby thing. And I am getting that telltale all the way around. The inlets were way better than the exhausts. But the exhaust valves have all cleaned up, you know, really nicely, and I've still got that telltale, so I think we're going to be cool. I've blued them all up again, just so Jamie can give them a twist and make sure he's happy with them tomorrow morning. But as long as he is, that's fine. I've actually finished a little bit early today, but that's because I'm going to nip off and go and get a couple of cans of brake cleaner, because I didn't yesterday, I totally forgot. But essentially that whole thing is just, we're going to empty a can on it, blow it off with the air lining, just have it as clean as possible. I'll clean all the bench down and everything else, so he's got somewhere nice to work. We've got some fresh cardboard, so that's all good. But when he's in tomorrow, that's getting put back together again. So all the springs and the collets and all that sort of, want to get the whole thing together and, you know, stick it on, get it timed and everything else so we can check the shims. There's loads of people been chipping in about ways of doing all this, and it is really cool. It is cool. There's loads of different, well, I'll say there's loads of different ways. There's a proper way, and there's a not quite so proper way. But I was chatting with Jamie yesterday. To us, it makes sense to have everything in place when you're doing all the timing. So doing all the valve gaps for the shims, basically. We're going to go through and have a look at the book of words and everything else, but on the engines that he's done before, it's all been in situ and everything's off it. It's going to be a doddle to do. There's loads of space, loads of room. So that's the way that we're going to tackle it. You will be seeing all that shortly, because obviously it's all going to be filmed. And the other reason I'm tipping off early today is because I need to start phoning round and find out if anybody does exchange shims. Because I've lapped all the valves in, the gap at the top of the valve stem is going to be different. Essentially it would have closed up a little bit because the valve now sits a little bit higher. So we know we're going to have to do something with shims. I don't know if they was over or under, but they all need to be checked, and that's going to be quite a time consuming job. So we're going to be measuring everything. It's going to be quite a lot of that, and then we'll see what's what. I think I'm right in saying that a lot of places they carry like a big stock of shims, and if you go, well, I've got these and I don't need them, but I do need some of them, you can just sort of exchange them. It's cheaper than just going out and buying all new ones of, you know, everything that you need. And to be fair, this bike is going together sort of on a bit of a budget. This was unexpected. I'm not a bottomless pit of money, but I do want my bike back. So, you know, I'm not lashing out loads of money on getting all tricks done, brand new this, that and the other. You know, I could have had the valve seats recut and everything, but that's all extra expense. And to be fair, I don't need to. What we've got to work with, I think, is good enough. It's certainly coming up nice. You know, bit of a clean up. This is going to look totally different. And that's coming pretty shortly once all the engine's all sealed up and everything. So, you know, I'm not going mad on money with this. It is basically going back as stock. I'm reusing everything that I can, because to be fair, it looks in really good condition and it's all cleaning up dead nice. So I think we're going to be sound. But you know, it is what it is. For not a massive amount of money, this could end up being a really, really nice bike, you know, as far as its function goes and as well as how it looks, sort of thing. Is it going to be pristine? No, it's not a restoration. It's tidy it up, do everything that needs doing and get it looking presentable. You know, that's sort of what I'm doing. So anyway, I'm going to nip off. I'll get this video uploaded soon as. It'll probably go live on Saturday morning, I suppose. And then we're back in here to do a fun bit and get it all back together again. So that's where I'm going to leave it today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Do hope you're well and staying safe. We'll see you on the next one. Laters! Ooh, that is nasty.